Hello, this is Dean Takahashi with VentureBeat. I'm here with a couple of the founders of BioWare, Ray Musica and Greg Zeschuk. They're working on Star Wars: The Old Republic. They've been working on this massively multiplayer online game for quite a while now. And you know, there's talk that maybe this is the big game that could be the challenger to World of Warcraft, which has ruled the MMO space for maybe 7 years now. And you were on a panel last night with Mike Morhaime, the leader of Blizzard and the publisher of World of Warcraft, and he said he actually welcomed the competition and wanted you guys to do good. He thought that would be good for the MMO space. Right? So.
I thought that was a great insight. You know, like in the sense that I think, like in some ways, I mean, yeah, I mean, hey, we paid great respects then, and we'll pay great respects now. I mean, that is the game that has really defined the space. But it's almost defined at the level where there's no oxygen for anything else. And I think, to be fair though, a lot of the stuff that has been brought to the market hasn't been brought to the market well. You know, like there's been always problems. Like massive multiplayers are one of the most complicated games you could possibly make. Like it's not just incredibly difficult to compete with this established contender. There's a lot of technology challenges. There's a platform you have to build. You have to get every one of those things right to have a chance to compete. And if you don't do those things, it's very, very hard to succeed.
I think in many ways they've created an environment where there's a lot of players who are really enjoying the MMO experience. They have kind of expectations of what that experience is like, and they're actually looking for some new things as well. You know, it doesn't necessarily preclude them from playing existing games, but I think they're going to check out some new things, and we're going to bring some innovation to bear. We're looking at all the best of breed features of other MMOs, like the progression, the exploration, the combat. You know, there's standards, you know, there that actually are really good to look at as models to emulate. But we're also innovating a lot, like in story and character, and trying to bring that BioWare sensibility to the experience.
You guys really focus on heroic stories.
Yeah, and think about it. You know, our partnership with LucasArts, it's incredible. It's in the Star Wars universe. You know, we're huge fans of George Lucas and the universe he's created, and we're just such. You know, it's an honor to actually be able to make a game in that universe. And
it's a very different flavor of game too. You know, you play it, and I think it's in some ways it's hard to go back. Like I think the interesting thing about, you know, because we bring so much the story stuff and the heroic element, it becomes so strong. Especially for players that like that kind of thing, it's magical.
It's really nice to get your quests delivered through voiceover as well.
Yeah, and context, and meaningful
context. Yeah, it gives you a sense of purpose, a sense of heroic identity.
Yeah.
Now, WoW has tried to embrace innovation too by doing multiple versions, really investing heavily in the follow-ups, the expansions. Are there some things though that you can do maybe better with a grounds-up sort of MMO these days? Something that just started much later and can take into account more learning things.
Well, I think there's always opportunities to make new kinds of games and innovate. And you know, we're taking an approach that's actually a blend of a lot of innovation, and also combining that with things that the fans are really going to embrace and enjoy. And we think that's going to be a nice blend that's going to reach a wide audience. And combine that with an IP like Star Wars and our partnership with LucasArts and BioWare and EA working on this and putting a lot of resources into it. I think it could be very successful.
These games also like live or die on service, right? And I think you're saying you're also paying special attention to
very much.
Yeah, I mean the service. I mean this is one of the things, especially as a traditional box game maker, you have no concept of. It's very, you know, often, well, hey, we've actually done a fair amount. Like we actually had a community back in the Winter Nights days. We actually had an ongoing set of servers we managed, so we actually had a bit of a sense. So that was actually really, really positive. But then, you know, scaling it up to the size of an MMO with you know, like hopefully millions of users, that's big. I mean, it's big. It's as big as anything out there that anyone's done in the tech space. Like, and that's actually the amazing thing is when you look at, you know, the kind of infrastructure that you need to deliver a game, especially as big as World of Warcraft. I mean, you know, that's huge, and I think that it's a challenge. You need lots of people that are focused. That's their, you know, all day, 24/7. They're focused on doing that because it never stops. You know, you have to. It's something that's different. It's exciting. I mean, for us, the newness is exciting. Doing something different and challenging, but also it's a bit daunting. But we like with humility, with openness to learning, and
a lot of great experienced people.
Yeah.
Our team from BioWare Mythic, and a lot of experienced MMO developers based out of Austin, and all the people across BioWare and EA contributing. I think we're set for success.
We think we can succeed.
But we coming out this year, right? And, and it would be lovely to get a million players.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
We'll do our best.
Cool. Well, great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.